Okay, so welcome back for part 2 of our Excel for Amazon video. This is the spreadsheet that I finished off last time. So I'm going to teach you a couple more stuff here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to delete part of the sheet because we don't really need to use it now. So even though we spent all that time putting in data. And then we deleted that, but it still shows this formatting, so we can just hit normal and that becomes formatted normally. So I want to teach you now about the if function. Okay, so say theoretically you were doing retail arbitrage and you purchased your inventory from a website and used cashback. So you'd want to track that, and you'd also want to track how much money you made. So on each of these things, we're going to add now a column. We'll just add it right here, and we'll call that cashback. Okay, and this is going to tell us which cashback company we used. And then we're going to call this cashback amount. Okay, and we're going to show you how we're going to calculate that. And then we're going to create another column called paid. I'm going to show you what each column does for us. So we already have paid here. Let's see, call this processed, because sometimes these cashback sites take a while. So let's say we'll use 2 cashback sites. We'll use one way called Ebates, and we'll use another one called, let's see, Top Cashback. Okay, so these are our 2 different cashback websites, and we're just going to say some things we bought from Ebates. We'll say everything we bought from Star came from Ebates, and this stuff came from Top Cashback. Now, if every cashback website gave, let's say, 2% cash back, then this would be really easy. In cashback amount, we would just do equals paid, and we have to turn paid into a positive number, so we do paid times -1, and put that into parentheses, because when you take a negative number and you multiply it by -1, it becomes a positive number. That's our little trick. So equals paid times -1 times 0.02, and that would give us 2% of what we paid. And we would then tell them that this is a dollar amount. Now, the trouble is that not every cashback website gives the same amount. Let's say one of them gives 2% and one gives 3%. So what do we do then? So now what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to put an if argument. Now, if in Excel is really, really simple. Okay, so I'm gonna make a little sample data here. So we'll put here name, and we'll do is male. Okay, so we're gonna say we're gonna have a name here, and then we want Excel to tell us if the name is male. So we're gonna put Sally here. Okay, so now in this thing we're gonna put a formula. And this formula is going to tell us equals. Every formula starts off with equals. And we do if, because that's the formula, and then parentheses. And now there are 3, as you can see down here, it says the logical test, the value if true, and the value if false. So what's the value test? So if E14 equals Sally, and we'll put that in quotes, okay? So if E14 equals Sally, comma, then we want this to say, yes, okay? If not, whoops, we'll put that, I don't even know if you have to put that in quotes. I'm not sure, let's find out. Yes, and if not, it will say no. And then we will close the parentheses and we'll hit enter. No, because we have to put in yes in quotes, okay? Because Excel's like that. So if E14 equals yes, equals Sally, then it's going to be yes, and if not, it will equal no. And then we hit enter, and it says yes. Now, if I change this to Mike, since Mike is not Sally, it says no. So it's really simple. Excel runs this formula. It says if E14 is Sally, hit yes, otherwise do no. Now, we could nest if statements. So we can say if E14 equals Sally, then yes. If not, instead of saying no, we could say, I want you to run another if statement, and if parentheses, what's going on here? Yeah, if parentheses E14 equals Mike. No, we can put another female name in here, Sarah. So if E14 was Sarah, then comma, then yes again, and then comma. If not, it will equal no, and then we could put this and in parentheses. So now let's see what we have. We have two if statements nested in each other. So it says Mike, but if we put in Sarah, then it says yes, and if we put in Sally, it says yes. So we have two nested if statements. We're saying if E14 equals Sally, then put in yes. If not, then do a different if statement, which is if E14 equals Sarah, then say yes, if not, no. And then we have this parentheses closes this if statement, and the other parentheses, the second parentheses closes the other parentheses. So you have to have the same amount of parentheses or else Excel will throw an error. So let's get rid of this, and let's see how we're going to use that. I'm sure some of you have figured this out already, right? So we're going to say cashback amount. Instead of saying it's paid minus 1 times 02, right, we're going to say if cashback, whoops, okay, let's see, if where are we? If in the cashback field, okay, if cashback equals Ebates, then we want it to do, whoops, paid, wow, where are we? If it equals Ebates, then we want Excel to run the formula of paid times minus 1, which we have to put parentheses around. I left out parentheses here. So then we want it to do paid times minus 1 times 0.02 because it's 2%. However, if it's not Ebates, then we could just leave it open. Or we could say, we put another if statement in here. We could say if parentheses cashback, thank you, cashback, close the brackets, equals top cashback, then, comma, then we're going to run the same formula. We're going to do paid. I'm going to copy it because I'm lazy. We're going to do paid times 0.01 because it's 1%. And if not, we'll just put a 0 in there. And that will close our entire thing. We'll see. No, we're missing a parentheses. Now we'll stick another one in there. I usually just do the trick. There we go. So this is $48 because it's $2,400. I'm assuming 2,400 times 2% is $48, and it's from Ebates. This cash back, so this is only 1%, right? And then over here we go for a total row. We go sum, and that would tell us we've made $85 in cash back. So now we just use an if statement to do this, and we've hard-coded all our values in the if statement. Then you would want to go and track whether it's been processed. Every time it's been processed, you want to put a Y in here to let you know it's processed. Now I want to show you another little cool trick. Instead of having to look at this row and see all the Y's, which is way too hard, we'll do something called conditional formatting. So we'll select this whole business here, and we'll go over to conditional formatting. Okay, and we're going to do highlight cell rules. This is really easy, and we'll go to equal to. So format cells that are equal to Y, probably have to put it in quotes, and we want to do that with green fill with dark green text. We'll hit enter. And what happens? Nothing happened because I shouldn't have put the quotes in. So we'll go here to manage rules, and we'll select our rule. We'll double click it. Oh, there we go, because it already put the quotes in for us. Quote Y, and then we'll hit OK. Okay, and we'll do apply, and look at that. Now all the cells that are Y have green on them. If we take off the Y, then the green stayed. What did that happen? That doesn't make any sense. Let's see. Whoops. Hold on. Oh no, now it was gone. What's going on here? Because it's not calculating on the fly. I don't really know why this happens. Where is it? Formulas, calculate options. It should be automatic. Okay, I don't know why that happened. So we'll do this one. I don't know why that didn't change immediately. Okay, I don't know why that didn't. I don't know why it's not changing immediately. Apparently there's some sort of issue with my Excel. But you put it in somewhere else, then that changes. Okay, so there you go. And then we have processed, and then we could, tell it, we can count how many we process, 4 processed. So that's how you use an if statement. Okay, now let's say you're going to start using a lot of cashback websites. So you really don't have the patience to hard code each of them in an if formula. And what if the cashback changes? And what if you don't want to have to go in here and change your formula? So what we're going to do is we're going to do something really cool. We're going to create a lookup table. Okay, so we're going to make a side table here. I'm going to call this we're going to call this a lookup table, and we're going to call this cashback lookup. Okay, and we're going to take these two and we're going to merge and center them, and then we are going to call this cashback, and we're going to call this value. Okay, so over here in cashback, what we're going to do is I'm going to put in the names of our cashback websites, Ebates, and we're going to do cashback. And then in value, we're going to put in what percentage they give you. So for Ebates, we're going to do 0.02, and for this, we're going to do 0.01. Okay. Now, then we're going to take this and we're going to turn this into a table because we do that with all our data. And we're going to do insert table, and we're going to do that. Our table has headers, and we're going to do the table name. We're going to call it cashback lookup. Oops, they won't let us put a cashback lookup. We're going to call it that. Okay, so this is our table, our cashback lookup table. Now, what are we going to do with our table? Well, I'm sure you guys remember from last time that we used an index match. And what index match said, it said match data somewhere else based on a value in our table here. So we're going to pull, you see, based on, if it says Ebates here, then we want to pull 2%, and we want to multiply paid by 2%. So let's go all the way back here, and we are going to go like this. We're going to do the cashback amount is going to equals. It's going to go like this. It's going to equal index. It's going to equal index, and we are first indexing the reference, which is this. Okay, which is cashback lookup cashback, and we are going to match it to the I'm sorry, we're looking up. That's not what we're doing here. One more time. We're looking up the value. Okay, and we're gonna match it to, and we need to match this cashback, comma, to this cashback, and then you always have to put a 0 in here, because 0 gives you an exact match. Okay, and then we're gonna throw 2 parentheses in there. Now, that's just gonna give us the percent. Oh, I misspelled top cashback. Okay. Top cashback. Okay. Now this is just going to give us the percent, the cashback amount. But now it's really easy because once we can pull the cashback amount here by percent, so now we could just do this equals sales, where are we, paid, multiplied by index, cashback lookup value match, cashback lookup, and enter, boom, and there's your magic. Oh no, we have to do paid times -1. We always have to do that. Multiplied by -1, parentheses, and put parentheses here. So, you see, instead of having to hard code an if, we're just saying that we're going to pull the value from here. Now we could change any of these values. I can change this to 0.3, and now it updates accordingly. And we could put a new cashback website. So we're creating a lookup table of values here, and then we're going to use that using index match to pull that here and run a calculation with that to be able to calculate that. So that's just really cool. You can do that with a lot of different things. For example, I have a shipping sheet. So we're gonna add a new sheet here for a second. And instead of calling this sheet 2, we'll give it a proper name. We'll call it shipping. Okay. And over here we'll call this items. Okay. And we're gonna call this, we're gonna do SKU, description, weight. Okay, so we have SKU, description, and weight. So SKU is, we're going to call this 1, 2, 3. The description is cup and we're going to say that the weight is 200 grams. So we're going to put everything in grams. Based on that, we want to calculate if I put a certain amount in the box, how much the box is going to weigh at the end, because I don't want to have to weigh these boxes once they're packed. So then we're going to say amount. That's the amount that we're going to put in each box. Let's say we're going to put 10 in the box, and then we're going to want to know which box we're using, because each box weighs a different amount. Okay, so we're going to put this all into a table like we do. Insert table, and my table has headers, and we're going to give the table shipping underscore items. Whoa, let's see, items. Okay, that's what we're going to name this table. Oh, and then we wanted to calculate total weight, because that's important. Okay, so this is going to be a calculated field. These are going to be input fields. Let's do these as input, and then we'll leave the other one. And we're going to use box number 2, let's say. Okay, now we're going to create our lookup table, and we're going to merge and center this, of course, and turn this into a header. Okay, and over here we're going to create a table called boxes. Unfortunately, I can't type. Boxes. And then we're going to take this. We are going to merge and center this. We are going to give it a heading, and we're going to say box. Whoops. Box, and we're going to do weight. Okay, and we're going to have, let's say, box 1, box 2, box 3, and box 4, and we'll say the weight of this one is, let's see, 1,400 grams, and this is 1,700 grams, and this is 1,800 grams, and this is 2,200 grams, because these are all different boxes of different weights. And then we're going to turn this into a table, obviously, and we are going to name it boxes. Okay. And now we can do very cool things. Well, how can we do very cool things? I will show you. We can take, if we want to figure out the total weight, so we're going to have to take the amount and multiply that by the weight and add that to the weight of the box size. And that will give us the weight in grams. Okay? So we would do equals weight times amount, because that was really easy. Okay? That will tell us the weight of the items. I'll put that in parentheses because it makes life easier. So weight times amount in parentheses. And we're going to do plus. We're going to add that to. We have plus in here. Plus, and now we have to do a little tricky math, right? Because we have to do index. And we're going to pull from index, we're going to pull the weight. That's what we want to pull. And how do we know which one to pull? We're going to do a match, and we're going to match the box number to the box number. And then we're going to hit close this, and we'll close that, and we'll hit enter. And now we have 3,700. Why 3,700? Because we're using box number 2, which is 1,700. The weight is 200 grams. We have 10 in each box. That's 200, right? Plus that is 1,700. So now we can change. We can add any box we want. We can change the weights of the box. And basically, you just have to enter the weight of each item once. You know, one time. You just have to weigh it one time when it comes into your warehouse or wherever you're shipping from. And then you could just put in how many you're doing and which box you're using. And presto, it gives you the total weight of the box. Now, you're going to say, hey, total weight of the box, that's grams. I don't know what to do with grams. Who knows how to use grams? So we're going to go online. I'm doing this in my other window, and I'm going to do grams to pounds. And grams to pounds gives me a formula that you have to multiply each gram by a number. So we're going to take all this. Whoa, okay, hold on one second. Let's just make sure we're here. Total weight. We're going to take this whole thing. We're going to put it in. We're going to put another parentheses here. Just to make more parentheses, because parentheses are fun. And then we're going to do multiplied by, and I'm going to put in that number from Google, that Google gave me. No, I shouldn't have put that parentheses, just parentheses at the beginning. No, this should work. And then we hit enter, and now we have our weight in pounds. How about that? 8.15, we put that as 9 pounds, and 20.5, we put that as 21 pounds. And now we can quickly see we just have to weigh something one time. We have to know which box we're putting it into, and now we can know how much it weighs. How cool is that? For other things that you could do over here, which are very helpful, is you could put in the 3 dimensions of the item. So we can just insert a couple of 3 columns here, and we could put these as the different, the longest length, the next length, and the next length. And in our boxes also we can add that. Whoops, okay. And then we do 1, 2, 3. So if this box is, let's say, 12 inches by 14 inches by 18 inches, and then over here we can add in, we can put in how big our items are. Let's say this is 6 by 8, and you'll just always do smallest number, then next biggest number, then biggest number by 10. Okay, and then these are the different lengths of the sizes of the items, and then you can eyeball it, and you could say, well, if this is 6 and this is 12, then I could fit 2 on that width, and this is 8 and 14, and I can only do 1, and 10, 8 into 18, you figure you can do 2 and that length, and then 10 goes into 14, do 1. So you can fit 4 in a box. Now, you can, of course, get Excel to automate this for you, and how you can do that I will leave as an exercise to the listener, because you've already have all the formulas you need to be able to figure that out and run that calculation. So that is a very quick tutorial. We'll name this sheet purchases. That is a very quick tutorial on how you can use Excel, how you can use the if function, and how you can use lookup tables to replace the if function, and how we did a tiny little bit of conditional formatting to make things look pretty. We can also do it in a shipping sheet because Amazon won't let you send more than 50 pounds. So we can just do conditional formatting, and we could say if this is greater than 50, then we'll make it all red. So then if we put, if we're going to want to put in 200 of these, and then, ooh, that's 91, and Excel says, no, that's too much. So that's just a really quick way that you could do that to make things a little easier for you. So we'll pick it up in the next video.